Oh, on the drop. Oh! How bloody beautiful. Alright, well, very good morning from wherever you're watching. Myself and Jepson back here, I've put him to work straight away. Trent's been on the cliffs before. You would have seen him, we went out to Dogtown. We've even chased nannies before, but never in my life have I seen someone with a nanny curse before, like a proper curse. We've drifted side by side with other boats, had 3-way, 4-way hookups, and poor Jepson, absolutely nothing for a couple of hours. So there's only one thing to do when you have a curse like that. You take someone to the biggest nanny school I know or I've ever seen in my life and found. So it's been a bit of a mission to get here, but we're going to run an absolute train on these things and just have fun. I'm going to catch a couple, then we're going to go look for another mark around the area, because once again I never ever put too much pressure on a single mark. But look, I'll show you the sounder in a second just to show you what we're dealing with, but
it's pretty wild.
There's nothing worse ever when you're fishing and people beside you are catching and they like, oh man, don't worry, I won't drop down, and you can drop. You know when people say that, like, oh, it's all right, you just drop down, and it's like, no, because then you put too much pressure on me.
We're all dropping,
yeah,
you're not noticing me going down.
That's right. I have a feeling it's not far off a hookup here. Oh, on the drop. How was the call on it? That was actually epic on the spin reel. You just get to engage it. Tell you what, for a 12 to 25 pound rod, this thing kicks goals, hey. Very nice setup. Jepson, I might get this up soon, eh? They're hard on the bottom, proper stack.
I'm nervous.
This will be a big dog too if he ate it on the drop and ran like that. Oh yeah! G'day mate! 130 squid track sitting in a beautiful pin. One thing I'd love to know, I'm going to try and get a double. So this fish has got really bad barotrauma and his eyes are blowing. On those previous fish, it's like 50-50 where some don't get barotrauma. I'd love to know why. If someone knows why some don't and some do, it'd be really interesting, because that fish is extremely affected by barotrauma. Whereas the previous two were perfect and they would have swum down fine. Like, is it just a matter of them releasing the air, or is it just different style of, don't know. We bring them up the same speed as well, every time. What we're going to do here is just show you exactly how I set up a drift and what they look like on the screen. And I think I have mentioned it before in this area where there's absolutely no structure. If anything, there's about a half a meter dip and they're sitting in the dip, and I'm not one to call a wonky hole, because I feel like you should be able to see a bit more life and a bit more bait, and then the fish surrounding the wonky hole. So I'm not calling it for a wonky. I just think it might be a different style of fern. It's odd. Like, even running over it when I found it initially, I usually wouldn't have turned back onto it, and for some reason I went, oh look, I'm just going to go look at that, because the screen just had a little dip on the sounder. So we're kind of coming into the school now, and if I can just keep it tracking forwards, see the school's starting to come up now, and that is a perfect example of nannies, because you can start seeing all the individual arches there. So, you know, instead of getting like the scattered stuff, which might be trevally, you get those big solid red blobs, and those big solid red blobs, that's nannies. That is 100% nannies. The way they stack like that, like I haven't caught a lot of reds before, but I haven't seen reds stack up the way nannies do. So it's just one of those areas, hey, where it's just a mass school of largemouth nannygai. It's beautiful. It's actually just stunning. And the further up you travel, let me straighten up here, go back to this. So I'll go into one zoom, because something I should have mentioned before, we are fishing neap tides. Like I should be in the river chasing barra at the moment, but with Jepson here and the curse being real, we had to end that. So this is actually something that's really cool, is, let me dial this back a bit. So being neap tides, I've explained it before, where, yeah, send him, bro. I've come up and fished areas before, and you can actually see these fish, they're like 15 meters up. They're just floating around, they're just doing their thing. There's not much run. So that's why, like, you know, fishing a lighter squid tracks or something in that range, you'll actually get eaten on the drop a lot more on these neap tides, whereas you'll have a lot of run, a lot of current. You'll find the fish a lot harder on the bottom on that structure. Like that's psycho. These fish are coming up to, they're coming up, like they're sitting at 20 meters, those fish. That's wild. I haven't seen them sit that high before. So look, same thing, if you're a spear fisherman and you want to shoot bulk nannies, I'll sell this one. This is probably 2 Bitcoins, this mark. I'll get you here. Bit of a rundown on kind of how exactly I fish for a nanny. So I've got a 130 squid tracks here. This is a Nomad spin. This is just a 12 to 25. I use this for flats. 5,000 certate. It's very rare that you see me jigging with a spin outfit, but I just find it a bit of fun every now and again. So I know the current is coming straight towards us, so I'm going to flick up 15, 20 meters. And that way, by the time the squid tracks gets down, it's going to be straight up and down with me. Nice vertical jigging, which is exactly what you want. And hopefully by that stage, the boat's also moved slightly and puts us straight onto the school. I'm getting down there. I'm getting down there. Sheesh, it's lit. Oh, I'm getting bit, just like, oh, I'm getting bit again. Come on, come and eat it. Try and give him the running squid.
Running squid.
Send it back down to him. Oh, close. Come up. Just hold it in his face for a second. Sink it back down. Oh, that's better. That's a good fish. I don't mind. Jepson, doubles again. Oh, sheesh. I actually don't mind the spin with the drag, eh? You could... Oh! If we can go doubles here for the next hour, it'll just be perfect. Really come round to the fun side.
Come join. The 8 of them, so tiny, eh?
Yeah, that's just a little touch. Oh, you're up already. Valley.
Yeah, I think valley.
Or is it a smallie? No, it's a good one. That's what you want, man. I know people love big ones, but that size for eating, this should be a pretty big one. Yeah. Oh, is that air or?
Yeah,
he's still going hard. Oh,
how lovely.
I'm gonna get a little hold up with these guys quickly. One in.
That's very nice looking on that one.
There is nothing better than breaking a curse with double nannies. Let's go again. We're coming into the main school now. Same thing, just those really good. Let's see if I can zoom in here. Jepson? Hooked up.
Oh.
That's probably why, because there's 15 meters of fish on the bottom. Someone said the other day that using squid traxers is cheating.
Really?
And I was like, I get it, but is there such a thing as cheating when you're fishing? Like, aren't we just here to catch fish?
You're here to put fish in the boat.
That's right. I like it that you're running a jig though and I'm running a squid, just to see if it would make any type of difference.
Well, you're cheating running a squid.
Oh, true, true.
So
let's see.
can't have that.
Oh,
It's not fair.
instant hay.
It's not equal
I'll
play.
try and run it from him, see if that stirs the pot. Oh my gosh, come on. So if you do have a fish that's just messing with it,
He looks
don't be scared. Don't be scared to pull it away from him. Like some people go, oh, I'm gonna leave it in the area, and I go, I'm just gonna rip it away from him. Just a good nanny that's just trying to dog it out and get down there. You might have to put an orange squid on, man.
thinking about it, eh?
I've got me faithful there. There's only one in the box too. It's nanny red, it's not red red. I've never caught a red here. It would be cool. Oh, stunning. I wish the girls were here.
Oh, it'd be insane.
That's another good fish. So he's got barotrauma again.
Yeah. Stunning.
Isn't it just like, it's a pretty average day too. Weatherman's not nailed it whatsoever. Long story, I'll get this guy sorted and I'll just give you a bit of a backstory on what's going on, because there's a bit going on in Matt's world at the moment. We're not just going home to a chilled afternoon either, so let me deal with him. I'll get straight back to you. So how's my luck this morning? Well, first of all, poor Coco, my dog, she's very crook at the moment. Did go to the vets yesterday, got all that sorted. Wake up this morning thinking that she's all good, and then driving to the servo, the little side screw that you actually like you tighten your sounder on, someone's actually had that come off their sounder in Airlie. So if you're missing your side sounder knob in Airlie Beach at the moment, it's in my tyre, and currently in my tyre, because that's a this afternoon job. We just left it in there just so we could get to the ramp, launch the boat. We had poor Jepson and his missus and her sister, isn't it? And they, unfortunately, the way out here was awful, and all we wanted to do was put them onto some fish. So we've actually dropped them at an island. It's not too bad. Solo island adventures for the girls. Fellas have come out here to get the job done, and then I've got to go home and somehow fix this screw in the tyre. And I've got to get the dog to the vet. So if you watch us go to work here and really like put some fish in the boat quickly, you know why, because we're here for a good time and a short time.
We've got a job to do.
We have a job to do, and we're currently doing pretty good at it.
We're in the final test. Let's swap up to the squiddy.
Yeah. So if Jepson doesn't hook up this drop, I do have a 130 squid trex sitting there waiting for him.
Seems to be the favourite.
There is a spare setup here as well, which is be perfect. This is the one mark where I purposely scan the horizon for boats. And if I see one on the horizon, I just boot it. Don't even muck around. There's actually oh, Jepson. Is he waking up? No.
Thanks.
Small? Was that different fish?
No, I think
No.
it's the same. I think it's a thread.
There's a technique that I run. I'll see if it works. So basically, hold the, oh, he's eating it. So you hold the rod out and you hit the rod butt. And every now and again, if you get it in the fish's face and he doesn't want to eat it, if you do this, and then give it a lift, and then pause it. Oh, you can't. Don't know if you can see that rod tip. That doesn't work. Oh, that was him. That's him. That's him.
Yeah, right.
Oh, there you go. That's a grassy.
There you go.
There you go. We've got something else. We technically had a double hook up then as well for like 10 seconds. Put the squid on, man. Get a squid doink. Oh, we're actually, I can drop again here if I get this thing done. Small one, good eater, great eater.
I definitely love this kitty.
Yeah, that like, same thing. Not a massive fish, but I promise you when it comes to eating them, this is my favorite. You, my friend, are the best. So we're just gonna do this. Quickly, do this real quickly. I'm gonna deal with him in a second. Hold on. That gets pitched out there. Goes in there. Bail arm open. I got a bit on here.
Gotta drop again.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they that high up?
Oh, not even on the ship.
They're probably up. Oh yeah. That's what you want to hear.
That's what you want.
I won't be far off either. How you going back here?
I'm alright.
Happening?
Waiting for you to join the party.
Okay, well it shouldn't be.
I'll
See how we go. I'll try the fleeing squid, see if that'll entice a bite. Get him back down. Have you run those reels before?
No.
Pretty nice, eh?
Very nice.
The handle, like the strength, real solid.
Everything about them feels...
It's just, and like you can imagine how many fish that thing's caught by now.
Yeah, actually very nice.
Oi, good fish, dude. Great fish. Oh! Oh!
No!
Is he gonna go? I don't know if he's gonna go.
Am I jumping in?
Is he gonna go?
Yeah, he's gone.
Ah, look, you gave one back to the gods. That's not the worst thing. It's alright, I got it, mate.
That's not cool.
You've actually, it's probably a good thing that you gave one back. Like,
You reckon?
no, I'm just trying to make you feel a bit better.
On from not catching them to catching them.
And letting them go. Oh yeah? Oh yeah. Nice one down there. Big solo ranger. So something a little interesting too is the school is moving. So when I go back around, I'll show you how the school's moved, and I don't know if they're moving because of us or it's because of the neap tides and they're just shifting around this area. But, oh, is that a little one? It is. Cute.
Double? Was it too late to join?
No, no.
Oh!
It's a little junior burger. Yeah. So they are here. Oh, you stop it. They are here. That's nice to know.
species for the boys.
Oh yeah. I've done myself a proper mischief there. That's going to be dealt with in a second. Come on. Come on, come on, come on.
How cute.
Isn't he? Stunning fish. See ya, buddy. Good time to show you guys what I use. So basically this is the leader that I'm running. Nomad Design, 100 pound. We are very, oh, is that him?
It was.
We are very lucky where we fish that the fish aren't fussy. Sometimes on a day like today, they're not too fussy. So this is a general rule. Oh, there he is. Oh, that's good. Oh yeah, that's good.
Oh, that's good.
That's way better.
That's good.
General rule, full arm stretch of leader.
Arm stretch happening. Oh, the wild aid.
Trim him off there. That goes back. Okay.
Oh
no! Did he bust that too, or just pulled it?
Pulled. It was going ham.
And then I just do an FG knot. It's like a 15 twist FG knot, which it is actually on my channel. I think I've timed myself. I can do them in about 40 seconds now. So it's definitely pays for when you're doing stuff like this.
Oh, how?
To get an FG knot rigged up very fast. Oh, there it is.
It's not happening here.
We've got the knot seminar going with Japson in the background, bending on a good fish by the sound. So 15 twist FG, and then you just half hitch the mono and the braid. You do that probably 4 times. Pull it tight. Then you just want to double hitch the braid 4 times, even 3 is fine. This is purely just to keep the FG from untwisting. And that's it, we're going to trim that up. Be careful with your tag. We don't want them going in the water. Then we're going to reach into match special box here. Look, that one looks pretty nice. It's a 130 squid checks. The cool thing is they've actually smelt them. You know, that is I'm pretty sure it's like 5% actual squid infused.
Something with them because they're definitely...
Is that a big... Oh! Japson! Oh my god! Oh my god! Bring him to me. Come on.
Did they just live?
Oh no! Oh! He just smoked me then. Am I just going for it?
No.
Yeah, I'm going for it. Yes! Woo!
That's a PB red for me.
Oh, Japson!
Oh!
He just drowned me then too.
Oh my goodness!
What the?
I reckon that one before I dropped was way bigger.
Bro!
He is large.
Look, when the curse is lifted, the curse is lifted. Oh. Japson, what have... We went from tying knots to Japson double hookup. The first one even could have been another one, but that's like a close to 10 kilo red.
Man, that's insane. Look at the colours on his tail, on his dorsal.
What's happening? The fellas.
Man, the curse is lifted. Oh my god, how good. Whew.
And the day's actually getting better. It fully is. Like, I hate the weather, man. Don't get me wrong.
We got the girls on the island and the boys that are out here.
Poor girls are on that island in the background, and they're just gonna basically go, oh, did you catch anything? And it'll be that, open the esky.
How bloody beautiful.
Epic, bro. Back onto me rigging, we got me 15 turn FG, full arms for full body width. Then we come down to the tag here. I just do a loop knot. Now, something that you can totally do, if you are gonna do a loop knot, because this is just an actual wire, and it's not a press steel, you can tie straight to that instead of tying to the actual split ring, because you know the split ring is always a chance that something can go wrong, no matter what, how strong they are. Couple twists back through. Personally, I really like to have the loop knot as small as possible. It just doesn't interfere with the swimming action, or the fish don't really see it as well, I reckon. But I'm good to go again. I can't believe that actually happened the way it happened. Gonna do a little tidy up and we're back up. Oh, there he was. There he is.
There he was, and there he is.
Oh, it's good to be back, Jepson. Righto. Just spin the boat on the next one.
Come on!
Oh, yes. Is that better? Is he waking up?
No, there he is.
There he is. Woo!
Got him?
Yeah. Got your rod. Oh yeah. He's beautiful, man.
He is very nice.
Hey? We'll get him up the front for a quick look.
Venom.
That is an absolutely stunning looking creature, eh?
Very nice.
Sick, man. Jepson does a lot of snapper fishing down at Goldie, so basically it's very similar style, like 130s, 110s, very, very good effective lures for snapper as well, but see his jigging technique here is the same and how it goes. Yep.
Oh!
That's alright. I feel like you might get another nib.
I feel like you could be right. Oh, are you kidding? You wouldn't want to be a squid down there.
No, you imagine being a squid or... Oi! Oi,
Oh!
am I on? Hold on. I gotta get mine off the bottom a bit. Is it small?
Yeah. See that, or he hasn't woken up.
Oh yes, might be small valley.
Oh,
Oh sheesh.
I don't know, you got some weight.
Look, let's see if we can get this going. It's gonna hold it there. I've actually, when we first ever did the...
Oh! I dropped mine.
Yes! You gotta get the hook in there, right? Hold on, you got it?
Yeah.
Yes! Got him. Oh. Oh, that's kind of... That's a good one.
That looks...
That's bent. Oh, oh. He's hard on the bottom, that thing. He's holding. Are you down there?
I'm thumbing the spool.
I'll put it on my head. You go straight down. This guy's gonna chill. I've got him now. Maybe. Absolutely incredible day that was. I feel like last time I did my little filleting session on the bench, it was too quick because I had sand flies obviously on the outside table, wasn't the best thing. Plus, very momentous occasion today because I went and bought a table from Bunnings just to fillet on. which is massive if you know me. But bit of a rundown. This is a spin rod I was using. This is a Nomad Seacore, 12 to 25 pound, and it's on a Certate 5000R. Basically, I use this setup so much for flats, light plastics, long-tailed tuna, little mackerel. This is such an incredible, very versatile setup. I do have PE3 ammonite on it, and I know ammonite is a jigging braid, but ultimately it's a thin braid, and it's extremely strong because it is a top quality braid. So instead of using it for jigging, I use it for casting. But all the stuff that we do is basically 40 to 60 meters. So I'm using like a 130 squid tracks, which you saw. Jeppo, he was using my Old Faithful. Now that's just a Nomad P2 to 4 jig rod. It's a 6.2 version. I like smaller rods because I'm fishing out of a boat. So because I'm fishing out of a boat, I like that real compact, real slow tapered rod. So I use a 6.2 version. Saltiga 15H. This thing has been an absolute weapon to me. And same thing, PE3. I do find PE4s really good, but if you actually snag the bottom, it's incredibly hard to break PE4. So I've gone to PE3 just in case I do break it. And you might have heard me say in the video that I do have an Old Faithful and a favorite color. It is just my favorite color because that's in my head. But something that I strongly recommend everyone do is just don't listen to what people say about colors. The best thing you can do about colors with lures is have confidence in them. When you've got confidence, you're using the lure with confidence, and that's probably why you're catching more fish. So 130 squid tracks, P2 to 4, Saltiga 15. That was what he was running. And this is probably the setup I've used 95% of the time. And there has been a few comments about my Lexa that I used to use, and I still use them, but it's when I'm fishing in the tinny for that inshore stuff, because I've started pushing out a little bit further than what I usually push, and so I'm catching a lot more jobbies and a lot bigger kind of creatures out there. So that's why the Saltiga 15 has been such a highly used reel in my boat at the moment. But in those comments, I did actually see that there was a couple there asking about, there were some really good comments. Really appreciate the feedback on the catch and cook, the filleting, and what you guys would like to see. Obviously, I do have like 1 or 2 videos banked up, so I'll probably try my hardest to film the stuff that you guys have asked for in the next few videos. So you might see it in like 3 or 4 videos time. But because I've gone and done nannies, it's a really good example of me filleting a fish and breaking it down in front of you without the sand flies and without being on our outside table. So when I did go to Bunnings, I did buy a clamp, because what I'd love to do in the next few episodes, or just even by myself, is find like the most ultimate filleting setup. In a previous video, sorry, I've got to mention this. In the previous video, I wrote there in the bottom, follow Keyfish. He is, I'll put it again, but I've learned so much from that guy in how to fillet, just like proper dissecting fish. Okay, so I've actually bought a clamp. I wanted to see if by clamping the fish's head or by clamping the fish's tail down on the table, if it would make a difference. And I don't think it's made too much difference for me. Ideally, the biggest thing, and what he has is a little window squeegee as well. So when he fillets a fish, he uses a squeegee and he cleans it off instead of using a rag each time. But I love cleaning the fish, wiping it down, because personally, after I fillet a fish, I leave the skin on. And I leave the skin on because I feel like it holds the flesh better when you freeze it or fridge it. And you also get to tell what kind of fish it is, because if we do catch trout or little nannies or certain species, they kind of look very similar in a fillet size. So I'll leave the skin on. So I'll try and clean the skin, but kind of step one here. So we're going to slide the knife in, and knife is all personal preference. Like to me, this is a pretty short, stiff knife. I don't like the long knives because I can't control them as well. But once again, personal preference. So you go in behind the gill, come round behind the eye, and when you come back down the head, if I do this with the fins and just somehow gets to actually focus in on there, when I'm bringing the knife down here, as I bring it down and I kind of get close to his fin, I call it like the little pocket, but there's a little groove between his skin and his fin. And if you can get the knife in there like that, you actually barely get any scales to come out, and it's a really clean cut. So once again, do the one all the way down to the tail. Then I'm going to slide the knife in, run it against his spine. And I always kind of wipe the scales on his head. And now this is something I show people to do, but this is my personal preference on how to fillet. So I've got a big fillet, and I see so many people put their fingers in and grab the fillet and actually kind of tear it apart. So if you look here, there's actually a section between the skin and the flesh, and this is always on big fish. So what I do, probably 3/4 of the way up the fish, hold the skin up, poke the knife in, and do a finger hole. And that way, I'm not actually tearing the fish apart, and I'm being gentle with it. And then as I go down the back to the spine, then I work to the spine, get that part off, and I'll show you at the end, but basically do this part, come round his ribs, which is always horrible to do. This part here at the end, you've got this tail section. What I'll do is get the knife in position where I want it to be, roll the fillet over and slice, and then you get the perfect fillet. So that to me is pretty good. So I'll just knock this one off quickly, and then these things, you will see these in basically every single Queenslander's boat. If you don't know what they are, they're called black panthers. These things will cut braid when they're new. They'll cut braid, they'll cut bone, they'll cut everything. So when it does come to wings, these things are incredibly easy to use, and there's nothing glorious about it. So what I'm going to do is run these panthers, so that's my rib cage. I'm going to run them straight up the rib cage, and I feel like the best thing with panthers is you actually don't use a knife, so you don't cut the gut. And this part here, you can totally do it with a knife if you know how, but if you know how to do it, you're probably not watching this. So this section here is pretty tough, but for panthers, it's nothing. And then same thing, I'm going to lift the gill and cut in between the membrane all the way down, come down to his neck, cut straight through all of that. Worst case scenario, you're taking the wings out and you've left a little bit of flesh on the rib cage. This is actually where you're going to get it all back. Same thing, back through here. It's pretty tough. Membrane, that section there, cut down. So now that I've actually cut all the way through, I'm probably going to black and white this because YouTube doesn't like blood, but basically put your finger in here and you should be able to tear that whole section away. All right, then get a knife, just run it down the center of him because you'll kind of split the flesh a bit. You're going to tear that open, and that there, like honestly, in a nanny that size, that's probably close to 500 grams of meat that you miss out on every single fish. And look, I'm the first one to say that we do throw a lot away, but if I do have a chance to eat it fresh, I promise you, all you do from this section, poke a few holes in, because it has this bit of a membrane on it, just poke a few holes through it, salt, pepper, get garlic butter, melt it in the microwave, pour it on top, and just put it in the oven. It's like, 220 degrees for 15 minutes. You kind of can't overcook it because it's all attached to bone, all the flavors coming out of the bone, and it's seeping into the meat. And I promise you, when you do it, I know it's one of those things, it might be a little bit more effort, but if you sit down and eat the flesh that comes out of its actual wing section here, it's beautiful. So hopefully a bit more of a detailed version of filleting. I was going to do like another version of catch and cook. I'm just trying to think of a recipe. So if there is possibly a way that people can drop recipes in either my DM me on Instagram or somehow put some kind of link on YouTube. Let me know, because I'd love to cook some different stuff up. Fish tacos, we've all seen that many times. So some kind of cool recipe, add it in there. I'd love to do it, because I'd love to learn all this kind of stuff. As much as I'm trying to teach you guys, I'm all open for learning. Like, let's do some yummy things. We are very lucky that I caught a tiny little spotted mackerel on the way home as well. Oh, sheesh. Yeah, that's a good piece. Yep. Jesus, like 3 pieces there. Let's see how this goes. Oh, you dropped one.
2 out of 3.
If you made it this far in the video, really appreciate you guys. And I'm gonna share the rest of this with her, because I can't eat alone anymore in life. Hey. You say bye, camera?